a cannibal, a necrophile, a little bit of both? Box of lilies in your closet and your lamps are made of bones. I'm watching through the window, so you think you're safe at home. Well, I laugh as you burn in hell. I'm your accomplice and your victim. I'm your redemption and your salvation. I'm your revival, but not survival. 'Cause I laugh as you burn in hell. You talk to girls out on the street, somehow they never make it home. Keep their heads around the house to forget that you're alone. I see the smoke, it's rising as the flesh comes off your bones. And I laugh as you burn in hell. I picked you up outside a bar and I took you to the back. I've been watching you, poor thing, you thought you'd never meet your match. You're writhing in the corner, oh come on, it's just a scratch. And I laugh as you burn in hell. I'm your accomplice and your victim. I'm your redemption and your salvation. I'm your revival, but not survival. 'Cause I laugh as you burn in hell. 'Cause I laugh as you burn in hell.
Warn you sinners! To achieve salvation, you must pray for the intercession of Jesus. Be warned, you sinner! Be warned, you sinner! Be warned, you sinner! Be warned, you sinner! I'll pray. Country undergo sweet recovery. Be warned, you sinner! Be warned, you sinner! The power, taste the bliss, harvest starvation. Be warned, you sinner! Be warned, you sinner! Now is the time. Get on the right side. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. You'll be alright.
And good evening, all. Good evening. Welcome, sinners. How is everyone? We're back because we're not going to fall with lies. You know what's really funny is I am literally scouring all of my DMs from top to bottom, going past 250 weeks. Still nothing other than what I have said. But you know what I did find? Now we have dumbass George. Oh, hold on, by the way. Hello, Precious Rose and Addie and Coffee and Celia and Tracy and Rabbit and Amanda, and we're good. Hey, is that 7 or is that more than 7? So, and apparently KK is still calling my subscribers slobs. Can somebody please ask me why we are attacking my subscribers? apparently we're not supposed to talk shit about subscribers, right? But I have subscribers that are in my chat that are getting called slobs for being here by the really mature women of this community. Anyhow, I will be damned if I'm going to let this lie perpetuate, because this is the type of lie that George perpetuated in court. And now if you see what George is putting on his page, that's why we're not going to do this. We're going to talk about this every single day until there's proof. And that's just how it is. Every single day until proof comes out. Because you know what? Are you seeing? Hold on a minute. Somebody just messaged me something. Oh, thank you. Because I'm not going to be lied on. So Cindy says, this is about me. I'm involved. Guess what? I'm involved too. I have people calling me bottom of the barrel, calling me out of my name. I have Miss Manda saying that she's going to come to Chicago, all based on something that you are not willing to provide proof for. And I have definitely done my due diligence to see where this could possibly have come from. And it's funny because people want me to take accountability. How am I supposed to take accountability for something I don't know? But this also involves me now, and it involves my name. And I'll be damned if dumbass George is going to take this and run with it. So George posted, Jules, you keep finding yourself in this same position. You have a history of passing out people's nudes. You sent me Sparkle's nudes before. He said that was in the restraining order, that I have a history of sending out people's nudes. So this is just something to create a bigger narrative. And I will be damned if this is going to happen. We're going to take this as far as we need to. I am going to go look up all of the videos from way back in the day, and we're going to watch every single one again until the proof is given. And like I said, I'll eat crow if I have to. If this is something that I find in my phone as well, I will eat crow. But I will be damned if you're going to call me out of my name and talk shit about me without providing proof. Also, I see that somebody else now has come forward saying that I gave it to them for safekeeping. I pay $9.99 a month for extra Google storage on my phone, and I have 3 extra external drives. Hey, Miss Lisa. And I have all the storage on my computer. Can you please tell me why I would need to send something to somebody for safekeeping? So it's funny. So for kicks, I went through Miss Mickey and I's DMs because I'm just like, what? You know, is she trying to twist something right? But you know what I did find? Do you know what I did find? Hold on. Let me see if I can find a song for this. Let me see if I can find a song for this. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know how that goes though. But anyway, the truth shall set you free. So I had sent a screenshot of an email between myself and the detective that was working on the Glenwood case. Now, you guys are all saying that I was a CI and I turned him in to stay out of trouble, right? Right? So why would the officer be considering calling me a victim? I said, I kind of feel like you guys aren't even going to pursue this after all I went through, telling strangers private details, all for nothing. Because if you do remember, I tried to take my own life October 9th, 2016, because of all of this. It was a big deal. And now we're at June 7th, 2017, and nothing. And his response is, the case is ongoing. Remember, you weren't the only victim in this case. I am working with 2 others, and just last week was able to get permission from her attorney to talk to her. So yes, we are pursuing it. However, there were a lot of bumps in the roads that were preventing us from going after him the way we originally wanted. Isn't that interesting? Just like I had told everybody. I apologize. This isn't going as fast as hoped. However, it will come to a resolution. Does that show me being his co-conspirator? Does that show me being his co-conspirator? Or does that literally have the special agent on the case saying, remember, you weren't the only victim? How about that? And this is an email from 2017. If I was a co-conspirator and I did this to stay out of trouble, would I be messaging him like this? And would he be calling to me and referring to me as the victim? Isn't this fun? I wonder how many other things I can debunk by going through all this stuff. This is actually a good time. June 7th, 2017. Almost 10 years ago. If you were involved, they wouldn't be calling you a victim. Yeah, and they wouldn't be following up with me in emails. I have several emails. I have an email where he says one of the people that called the victim doesn't want to testify against him. They are victim shaming you. How horrible do you have to be? And this is what I've been telling y'all all along. And it was funny. I stumbled on this. I'm like, oh, look at this. This is the detective. This is the agent himself calling me a victim. So how do y'all feel about yourselves? I mean, I could go through them and I could go look for more. I saw the screenshot in the Miss Mickey one and I didn't take that. I went to my email and I took this. I should go look at the other ones though, so I can let you know, because I don't think that the special agent would be going back and forth with somebody that was a co-conspirator and did this to stay out of trouble. Seriously, I'm curious. Hey, does anybody have any ins with Eric Foss? I'm just very curious. I would love to have Eric Foss's opinion on this. You know why? I listen to him a decent amount lately because I'm sick of our community for obvious reasons. And I was listening to him yesterday and he was doing his take. I guess there's some laptop controversy, something completely, I mean, like there's a backstory and everything. But anyway, Jim Terry had some of it on his show. He didn't get to say it all. So anyway, Eric Foss played some of it on his, and him being in the system and out of the system. And, you know, he is rehabbed and all that good stuff. He was giving his take on what this woman said. And it was so funny because I disagreed with him on so many of those points. And it's funny because it just goes to show you how two different people can have totally different views. But the reason I'm bringing him up now is because he does have, he does know the system. He knows how things work. But I guarantee you, somebody that was a co-conspirator wouldn't be considered a victim. So all of you people that are talking all of this shit, I told you, and I've been telling you, I was considered a victim in the case. So, and I believe that they handled it the way they did because they wanted my testimony before I found out they lied to me. So there's that. But yeah, the case is ongoing. Remember, you weren't the only victim in this case. I'm just curious though, how do you guys get around that? All of the naysayers and everything like that. I can't believe that I've had this whole, I never realized that he called me that in this. And it's funny because Miss Mickey can go through her DMs, which she says that she's archived, and she can find a screenshot of this that I sent her eons ago. So this is definitely not altered in any way. It's just a different screenshot. That's all. I mean, I wonder what Vegas Valley would say about this as well. Isn't he very versed in all of this? Where do you think they're going to go with this one now? I'm just curious what kind of controversy and conspiracy theory we're going to have to go along with this. And of course, I blocked out my email and I blocked out the agent's email, but you can see that the extension is Department of Justice, State of Wisconsin. It just really cracks me up how people love to spin shit and make up their own narrative. Just as I believe people are going with their own narrative of this whole stuff with Cindy. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be called a liar. Nope. I don't have unredacted pictures. And I really would love to know who I trusted so much that is no longer here that I wanted to safe keep the redacted pictures. I have plenty of storage. I'm not exactly sure where safekeeping. I mean, honestly, everything that I download onto my phone automatically gets uploaded to my Google Drive. Hey, Deborah. Yes, I am. Deborah, you missed this. So I'm going in screenshots because I'm not going to have people label me that, especially when we have George going on this conspiracy now that I sent nudes. Oh, wait, did I show y'all that? So anyway, now George is saying that I sent out Sparkle's nudes to him. Fun fact, you guys forget that I used to have an IG where we would all talk and then people would ask me to send them stuff during the IG. So there's that. But do you know what he's talking about? He's talking about this. This is a screenshot from Sparkle's or Deary Vet's live stream. Somebody sent me this. We were talking about it on my stream, and I believe George asked for it. I don't know. I didn't go back into the verbiage to see exactly how it happened. But this is not a nude. He goes around telling people I have William's nudes on my phone when what I have is a clip of William on somebody's live stream taking a piss. But he would lead people to believe that I make a collection of this shit when there is actual people that do make collections of that shit, and it's not me. But yeah, so this is the whole Sparkle thing. And what happened there is Sparkle was bending over and had a slip. It's barely even able to see. But does anybody constitute that as a nude? Can somebody tell me if that's a nude? Now, of course, I censored it. But does anybody, I'm telling you, you could barely see anything. But if you let him spin the narrative that he has, which that is what George, everything that George does is a stretch. It is a fucking stretch. But anyway, Deborah, this is what I'm going through all my DMs now because I am bound and determined to find whatever this person is that I asked him to safe keep shit and stuff for me, which is an absolute lie. And I found this. An email between myself and the special agent on the Glenwood case, where he clearly refers to me as a victim. I didn't lie about a fucking thing. You guys can try to interpret my tone of voice, what I say, blah, 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 blah. You can do all that shit. I know what transpired in my life. I know what I was considered in this, and I was considered a victim. I was not a co-conspirator. I really wonder how much this is going to change for anybody. And fun fact, there was a stream that I did many moons ago on this, and I outed everything. It was around the time that I did the You Go, I Go. And I had a discussion. Happiness was up here with me. And I said that I felt that I was victimized more from the Department of Justice of Wisconsin than anything. And I told everything. Story. I read the emails. I did it all. Anybody that was around back then remembers it. And it's funny because a lot of these people that were doing this exposure, they were around back then. They were my friends. And then now all of a sudden you're trying to look and read transcript from courts and try to make something out of nothing. They considered me a victim because they said that he was grooming me. One of the reasons the whole grooming thing kind of rubs me a different way. Yeah, they lied to me. They lied to me about a lot of stuff. And I do feel victimized. And you know what? It's a fun fact. Law enforcement can lie to you. And it wasn't myself that sought them out. It was a nonprofit counselor that I was seeking counseling help from, because I didn't have a doctor up there. And in order to get in with a therapist and everything up in Wisconsin, I was going to have to switch my whole doctor. And I was grandfathered in with my doctor. I've had my doctor forever, because I would have to give up my physical doctor. And I'm like, I'm going to drive the 2 hours back home. Well, I wasn't still getting I wasn't still getting the cycle care. Sparkle is gross. He used to be in the BTS. I have no clue what that is, but that is what George is trying to say. They absolutely can lie. And they did. And they did. And it almost, in October 9th, 2016, I decided that if I wasn't here anymore, I couldn't do anything. Yeah, that's what's so funny. Everybody keeps forgetting those facts. And then when I came to, and after I was intubated and sent to a behavioral hospital, there they were right there to make sure that I knew that I still had to testify. Not medicated. So remember how Jen was crazy pants when she wasn't taking her meds, right? You guys, I wasn't that much different, except for I wasn't putting it all online. But I can tell you right now, I was not good. But I don't sit here and use that. I was out of my head. But yeah, things weren't good. Things were definitely not good. And everything went awry. All about the trees used to drag him on station head. I just know that I'm not going to have George go and throw these accusations out there to plant seeds. And that is why I'm not going to sit on this one about selfie. I've never seen the unredacted pictures. I deserve to know who this person is accusing me and see this proof. And then if I feel, I will take accountability and I will eat crow. But until then, I'll be damned if you're going to perpetuate this lie on me. And until then, I'm going to keep doing this. And I'm going to start playing the videos from November and on of 2023 when this all transpired. Because guess what? This story is not getting rewritten. Nope. Because now what happens is they know that she says, well, I don't care. I'm not going to out this person. I'm not going to do this and that. It's enough for me. So now you're going to have people crawling out of the woodwork from everywhere. You say, oh yeah, I helped. I helped too. She did all kinds of things. Because I guarantee you, if I made up a lie like this about any of y'all, you would be stomping all around. Just like how you twisted that JJ thing into something that it wasn't. Barely even paid attention to it. Because you know why? I had my own court shit going on and I could give a fuck. And I didn't understand why AC paging Mr. Yates was sending it to me. Allegedly, and in my opinion. Who is PTA? That's kind of a cute name. I think they're all making you the next cash cow with lies. It's ridiculous and it's not okay. It's not going to happen. You're not going to throw out accusations without me being able to prove. And you know what? I could actually have a legal angle at this if I wanted to. It's smoke and mirrors. They can't show proof. It's called an add-on. People just do it when they're already going at another person. Well, you know, the thing that disappoints me, though, is I think more of Cindy. That's my thing. And I've never thought of her as a bad person in that situation. I would love for somebody to show it. I've been supportive every fucking time. And I still don't understand why I would send somebody something for safekeeping when I have all of this different access. I mean, in my Google Drive, I pay $99.99. I think I have a couple terabytes. Everything I save on my phone goes directly to my Google Drive. Why would I need to send anything to anybody for safekeeping? Because you know what I'm not doing? I'm not lying on any of y'all. Show me where I've lied. Where am I lying on any of you? But because it's popular right now, you guys are all willing to jump on whatever. And that's some bullshit. And I'm not going to be, because Cindy's saying that she doesn't want it. She wants it dropped. Guess what? I want to be cleared because it didn't happen. It's very hurtful. Hey, Lisa Ann, you defended her in Vixing and wasn't not taking up for Jen, but look at all they have added on to Jen. I know, it's ridiculous. And they do it because of Jen in her past. Guess what, motherfuckers? I'm not Jen. I'm not Jen. It's really irritating. Like I said, I expect this from randos, but not Cindy. And that's what's really thrown me. And that's what's really upsetting to me. I have no reason to do this. Where in the world would I send somebody for safekeeping? Please give me this context. And that's why this isn't fair. It is not fair to throw these accusations out without proof. Because I know damn well if this happened to Maria, Maria would be going nuts. Actually, if it happened to anybody else, they would be going nuts, saying, show the proof. But for some reason, we don't need to show that. Oh, and also, I saw that Brandy throwing herself in the middle. Do you think that Jen's son wants you to wish him a happy birthday on YouTube, the place that he can't fucking stand? Do you think that? Do you think that Jen's son gives a fuck that you wrote about him on your YouTube channel and wished him a happy birthday? In fact, I bet you he feels differently. Remember in your live, you didn't want any pictures. I don't remember that all. So that's why I'm going to pull up that live and we're going to watch that live again. And we're going to watch everything after until we figure this out. Because apparently this person came forward before and said that this was the truth. And I believe that anybody that said it before, we had debunked and proved that they were liars. So we're going to watch every single video that I did pertaining to this and all the other ones until we can put it together. Because nobody is going to lie on me like this. What happens when somebody lies on Poodle Kicker? She wants to go to Jen's house to beat her up. So why can I not have that same energy? I'm not going to beat anybody up, but I mean, why can't I pursue this and not be okay with people lying on me? I'm not making bodily threats. I'm not doing anything. I want the truth. And I'll be damned if this is going to be hung on me. We all know the one instance. And I regret that with everything. I'm sure Jen's son just wants to be left alone by all. Yeah, this is the last place I think Jen's son wants a happy birthday. And honestly, Brandy, I don't think he probably thinks that highly of you. Because you are perpetuating this and you are the one that keeps bringing him up. I don't think he'd like it. You guys can try to put it on Jen all you want, but you guys perpetuate it as well. Now, fun fact, you don't owe her family anything. That's true. But see, Brandy pretends that she's good with the family. They go scorched earth if they're lied on. And if somebody made an accusation, so that means that we can make accusations on y'all. And then when you guys want proof, we can say, nope, I just trust the person that gave it to me. Does that make any sense? Hey, Clark. Where in the world does that make sense? Because all of this has just been used for content over on the criminal channel. Jen was talking out of her ass once again, and she shouldn't have done that because Jen did kind of perpetuate all this yesterday by putting Cindy into this and talking about that again. Jen, you perpetuated this. But fun fact, it would have happened eventually because that person was probably just waiting for it to come up again. And now, because everybody hates me, it's a good time. And it's a good time to ask to be anonymous after the Kiara Bella thing. And I'm telling you with everything, I had no intentions on doxing her whatsoever and I really didn't. A first name isn't. So there's that. And she is on a platform and she talked a lot of shit and she was continuing to talk a lot of shit. And you can't pretend that you're two different people. And make that, hey, Rachel, make that a mental note. Don't pretend you're two different people to me. But I really want to know where these unredacted pictures are and where this proof is, because I've never seen unredacted pictures. The person that started this has no soul. They're messy as fuck. How you doing, Rachel? The biking nail lady. Everybody, I hope you don't get mad at me for this. I'm going to pull a Jen a little bit here. Y'all, Rachel is the one that actually did pull up on Jen and gave her the wellness check. Remember when we talked about that before? That when we were worried about Jen, we didn't know what to do. We didn't want to call the police. We tried to call Clint, and Rachel was 20 minutes away and she's like, hey, I'm going over. So she pulled up and to make sure she was okay. And I got my first pumpkin spice of the season, so I'm good. Look at you. But yeah, she actually pulled up and checked on Jen, and there was nothing nefarious about it. It was because we were all worried. And Jen came out and she thought that, I'll never forget this. Her first thought because Rachel was knocking on the door and she wasn't answering it. Jen's first thought was somebody from the internet pulled up and wanted to beat her up. So I guess she was mentally preparing herself for that. And then she came out, and then as soon as she found out it was Rachel, then they hugged, and yep, that was that Rachel. That is the one. But yeah, she is the one that pulled up, because Jen will try to spin that story to make it sound bad. Oh, people did pull up. Yeah, to check on your ass. And you hugged her, and we were all, yes, Jen hugged her, and all of us that were in the live, because I was on an IG live, and then Rachel joined my live so she could show it all, so we could put eyes on her and know that Jen was okay. This was way back at the beginning. Yeah, that's how we did a wellness check. Because we didn't want to call the police. We didn't. We literally had this discussion like, shit, we don't want to call the police to our house, and Clint was not being much help. I think I messaged him and he was at work and he's like, yeah, well, I don't know what to do. Yeah, we were live and worried about her. Yeah, she was sending people cryptic messages that sounded very final. And then she wasn't responding to anybody. So we made ourselves feel better. If I'm worried, I'm pulling up. No, we were. That was so funny, though. She thought that Rachel was there to fight with her. Nope. Just there to check on her. There was nothing nefarious. But as I said, and I'm glad this is happening now. So next time when Jen gets pissed at us and tries to use this, you could be like, wait a minute. I saw that on Jules, and that person didn't mean anything bad. But I don't know. This is just very, very maddening. And it's really hard for me to move on from this. Because I'm not okay with people perpetuating this lie, saying that I sent these nudes all over town. What? I mean, and like I said, you see what George is calling nudes. This is what George is calling nudes. A screenshot from a YouTube live. How many people have taken screenshots on a YouTube or an IG live of something that was inappropriate? Fun fact, I don't believe I even took this one. She got a hug and that was all. Yep, nothing more. And I love this, though. I love this. I'm going to put this up there forever. You weren't the only victim. And I kept telling people that over and over again. Yeah. I was the victim. I was considered the victim in that case. So all of the people going nuts and doing all those things, yeah, you're victim shaming. And I've said that. I've said it time and time again. I wouldn't be able to move on if I was accused wrongly. He's the one obsessed with the nudes. Right? And the one that he says of William, it's a clip from when William was on Lefty's YouTube channel and was inappropriate. There's a million people that have that. I believe it shut down Stand Up Guys Live. And honestly, there wasn't much to see. It really wasn't like that. But yeah, and the thing that upsets me though, is I really don't want to continue talking about this because I don't hate Cindy. I don't want to make this uncomfortable, but I sure as fuck am not going to have this hanging on me. And fun fact, if for some reason there is some proof and there was another version of me, I will make the announcement, I will take the accountability, and I will move the fuck on. But I'm telling you, I have gone past 250 weeks in my Instagram. JJ and Lainey Lynn are the only instance. It's natural to want to defend yourself. Yeah, Heidi has a fit when she thinks somebody misspoke something she said. This is something completely different because this is the kind of shit that George put in the restraining order. Hey, Siriana, I don't take this lightly. I don't think anybody would take this lightly. I'm adamant. I deserve to see the proof before people going around calling me a bitch, saying they're going to come to my house. Y'all, I literally have screenshots of Miss Manda saying to come to my house. No, y'all don't get to sit there and call me a bitch and call me this and call me that, bottom of the barrel, and I don't get to respond. It doesn't work that way. It absolutely doesn't work that way. So because you guys want to be the quote unquote bullies and have the last say in this and try to perpetuate a lie. Because see, if I just sit back and be like, okay, whatever, as you see by the screenshot, I was considered the victim. But fun fact, YouTube doesn't deserve all of those details because it was a very, very hard and painful time. It was not like what y'all think. And YouTube they don't deserve that. But it was kind of funny though, because I ran across that and it was something nice and simple where it comes straight from the agent saying I was the victim. Should be upset with whoever put the spotlight back on this. It's hurtful. Yeah, and I can't let it go. Because you know why? I let this go and some idiot like George is going to end up putting it on a restraining order. We're not going to play that. Hey, Amy Lou. That's what I'm saying. Y'all, I'm serious about this. I'm not playing. I'm not taking this sitting down. I wish I knew where that fucking restraining order is so I could read his wording. But this is the exact shit that he put in that order. And if I just say, well, you guys are just going to talk shit, whatever, and I let that go, guess what? Some motherfucker is going to try to use the same thing. And I'm not playing with that. You guys already aided and abetted a liar. You guys supported George while he was lying and never showed you proof of anything. Isn't that funny? You guys got upset because George never showed you proof of anything, but now you expect me to believe you without showing me proof. How does that work, hypocrites? You're not going to accuse me of something and not show proof. I want proof, and I deserve proof, or I deserve apologies, one or the other. Has Jen weighed in on if Lainey Lynn deleted all her messages? Now, apparently, Cindy said it wasn't Lainey Lynn. Oops. Couldn't have been Lainey Lynn's sock or anything, but whatever. But she did delete all of her messages, and that's messy. That is messy. But I guarantee you she asked to see him because she couldn't see him on the stream or something. She did that kind of stuff all the time. And it was just the same shit that I showed on a YouTube stream that y'all asked me to do. And now Tracy says that I didn't even really want them back then. And I hope that I said that in there. That's why I said we're going back. If you're going to accuse me of this and act like you don't have to get proof, guess what? It's not your name, is it? It's not your name being accused of something you didn't do. Kevin never sent me anything other than the pictures of that one person. I screen recorded his whole conversation. Nothing else. He never even told me who the other people were. I stopped. Lisa Marie, you are the little engine that could. You guys, she is on her mission to try to take down SoFlo. She is trying to irritate the fuck out of him, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I looked at your page today and I saw you posted the like what you ordered and what you get or something like that. Yeah, so Lisa Marie is fighting the good fight against SoFlo. He's a pig. Wait, what do you mean? Respectfully who? What are you talking about? Respectfully who what? And it's so funny when people say respectfully. I got this, ladies. You know what's funny though is you are irritating him. He says that Lisa Marie is stalking him. It's like, hey, lady, you're stalking me. Can you imagine that? SoFlo, who posts people's family on a regular, I believe Cindy in saying it's not Lainey Lynn, maybe think out the box, someone maybe. No, but the thing is, there is nobody else. I have gone through every message. But hey, Chooch, but see, the problem is how are we believing that I put this much trust in somebody like that? How does it make sense? What were these screenshots that were supposedly shown on another stream? Because fun fact, I don't watch it. Yeah, Lisa Marie, she is going against Tony SoFlo, and it's funny as fuck. Because remember when she came in the other day and she's like, you guys, we should be going after SoFlo. Well, guess what? She absolutely has been going after SoFlo. Absolutely. Waiting for a response for this. But yeah, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with it, especially after the bullshit I had to go through with George. And George literally put verbiage like that in the RO. So we're not doing this. We are not doing this without, because that would be considered something really bad. We're not doing this without proof. You're not putting that on me. I mean, it's so funny how everybody has very easily put the predator jacket on Jen when Jen is inappropriate as fuck, but I don't believe the other. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to continue looking for proof after proof after proof. You might not be putting out proof, but I will. Because I am avidly, I look through everything. Yeah. And there's the supposed porn that George says that I gave him. When you can see that's clearly from a YouTube channel. I was supposed to say corn, whatever, as if they don't monetize these either. I really don't understand how this is okay and how people can just sit there and say, oh, well, I don't need to see the proof. The person that said it, that was enough for me. And fun fact, there's nothing of this nature in Miss Mickey's DMs. That's where I went and I found, because obviously she's been all loose with shit lately. So, a little bit of woo, but whatever, you do you, boo. Do it responsibly. Yeah, as if. Anyway, there is nothing like that in there. But I did find this where it clearly states that I am the victim, considered the victim in the case, which is exactly what I've been telling all of y'all all along. So, hey, Chooch, you know how they keep saying that I'm the confidential informant, blah, 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 and I was his co-conspirator, and I told on my ex to get out of trouble? This is a message between myself and the special agent on the case. I said, I kind of feel like you guys aren't even going to pursue this after all I went through, telling strangers private details, all for nothing. He said, the case is ongoing. Remember, you weren't the only victim in this case. I'm working with 2 others, and just last week was able to get permission from her attorney to talk to her. So yes, we are pursuing it. However, there were a lot of bumps in the road that will be preventing us from going after him the way we originally wanted. I apologize. This isn't going as fast as I hoped. How many times? But fun fact, how many people, co-conspirators that are doing it just to get out of trouble, are going to email back and forth with the detective, the special agent? And would the special agent call them a victim? No, they told me I was a victim. He was grooming me. Hey, Sadie, all of this stuff. And oh my gosh, Adore, thank you. Thank you so much, Adore. You are amazing. And hello, Sadie. But yeah, so there it is. There it is right there. And guess what? So maybe I guess this was a good thing because now I'm going to be scouring through everything. I'm going to find all sorts of stuff from when the Wayback Machine. Because I'm not going to be lied on about this. And as I said, if it wasn't for George and his fucking defamatory shit and lies, and Heidi going right along with his lies too. But it does kill me though, because those people say that they followed George and they followed George and they followed George, and they kept asking him, George, where's this proof? Where's this proof? And George was never able to give them proof. But now they're doing the exact same thing to me. I'm asking for proof, and they're nope. So how does it feel? How does it feel to, and you guys weren't even being accused of something. You guys were just going along with him for quite a while. Quite a while. A lot of people enabled George as the liar. George, the one that lied about being married, the one that lied about being married to a dentist, the one that has lied his ass off about everything. Hi, Christine. How are you? They believe what they choose to believe, and it's ridiculous. And you know what? If you want to do little things like, oh, she said this, she said that, fine. Call me a bitch, whatever, but you're not going to hang this on me. Not something that some moron like George can try to put in a restraining order that's false. Nope. Not laying over on this one. I am going to defend myself, and I am going to do whatever I have to. All right. I'll see you later, Chooch. But I'm really happy I was able to find that little email, though. What was that saying? Everyone was using if there's no proof, it didn't happen, right? The saying. But now apparently we're going to put this out and we're going to talk shit about me because it's the popular thing to do at the moment. And I love the fact, how does that email fit your narrative? I believe that was a better piece of evidence than any of those transcripts that were read. So what you're doing is victim blaming. Hey, Susie, welcome. Did you just get here? Or are you saying hello to everybody else? I forget. But because I'm peeved. I am very peeved because y'all, I'm not letting this go. Not letting this lie go. I want proof. And I want to, and if there's something in there of chance, but there's not, because I can't find a fucking thing. And that's why it's like, do you guys not realize you're making me feel like I'm fucking crazy? I'm like, was there a different me somewhere that did something that I don't know? How would y'all feel if somebody were adamant saying that you did something that you know you did not do? Heidi is George's handler. She runs his live streams. I know. I heard that. Heidi's quite a bit. For some reason, people think that Heidi is the moral compass when Heidi's the one that actually has made threats on people. Like what I'm being accused of right now, that's something that Heidi would say she's going to beat somebody up over. I never lied on her and she wanted to come beat me up. But Jules is just supposed to sit there and handle it, right? Because right now I'm one of the popular people to hate. No, you'll hate me even more because I'm going to start covering this every day. So whoever came to you with this and is asking for to be anonymous, they're causing quite the stir because I'm not letting it go. It would be much easier to show the proof and we could be done with it. I don't understand. I really don't understand how this, because I read that thing. She said it's fine. Hold on, let me read it. I really don't understand what world where I'm supposed to just accept this. Be like, okay. Yeah, nope. Dang it. Trying to think where it is. So Cindy made this very big post. And she said, "This will be the last I say on this." Isn't it fun? This is the last you're going to say on it, but you're the one lying on me. How does that work? This is the last I'm going to say about this whole pick gate was mortifying and my mistake. I took responsibility from the start. It happened years ago and it was a one-time thing. It was brought up again by Jen the day before yesterday, which led to someone DMing me the clip and then shared they have received my pics back then. I will not put that person out there. And that is where you're causing the problem right here. Because I deserve to know who is making these lies about me because they're absolute fucking lies. But I will openly state it was not Lainey Lynn nor JJ. JJ only sent the redacted screenshots to Jules to be shown on her live, and that is the only thing that I have. And it is the burden of proof of the accuser to prove it. That's how things work. They ran with something they thought they had a feeling and they're failing at proving. Anyway, okay. I'm sorry, Lainey Lynn, that you've been thrown into this. I have not. Well, fun fact. You know why? Because you have me going and looking through every single one of my DMs to try to figure this out. And that's what I'm saying. It's probably not going to be better. So, because nobody's going to lie on me. Because from what I hear, you still have yet to see the proof. You've only had somebody come to you and talk to you about it. I have not called Jules out her name. Oh no, but Bliss did and all of them. I could read it if you like. And they're calling me out of my name because of this. I was also told today by someone else that Jules sent my redacted photos to them for safekeeping. This situation involved me. I have tried to get past it and intend on doing just that. Guess what? This situation involves me now. This situation involves me now just as much. So I deserve it just as much. Again, Lainey Lynn absolutely did nothing, didn't do anything or mention anything to me. JJ would never betray me or anyone else. So that goes without saying. Jules, I gave KK the screenshot of the conversation, which she showed on her live this morning. I don't watch her. Proving I was DM'd. I don't give a fuck if you were DM'd. I want to see the proof. Because I feel the person that is doing this is lying because there isn't any. Lainey Lynn is the only person, and JJ, only where I found any of those in my phone. Or not my phone, but in the messages. Again, Lainey Lynn did absolutely nothing wrong. I gave the screenshots to KK this morning proving I was DM'd. I cannot out anyone. I would never do that. Sorry, it's not the answer people want to hear. This is the end for me. Well, it's not for me. Can you believe this? Can you believe that? Okay, I believe what I believe, and I don't care about proof. And nana boo boo. And hold on, let me read the DMs of being called out of my name. Shall we? Well, we have Jendi saying no golden showers though. Bliss Chris saying nothing but love for you, girl. Again, fuck you, Jules, for sending that pic around. What kind of woman would do that and then let sin take up for you while knowing you did it? You and Jen are perfect together. Not sitting into that. And then we've got, Miss Manda, Jules better keep Cindy's name out of her mouth. I will come to Chicago. Good morning, beautiful KK. And then JJ, I believe, went into Jen's live or somewhere else saying, thanks, Jen, for outing this. And said, Jules, you're the bottom of the barrel. So yeah, we're not going to have that. That needs to all get rectified with proof. Ask for proof from the person who DM'd. Who is that special? And I want to know, why would I entrust anybody like that and not tell JFid, not tell anybody else, not tell Amy Lou? Because you're not going to fuck up my name. Y'all asked me to do a live exposing Kevin and telling the truth. And so now because of that, I'm getting penalized because that's the only thing I did. I want to see proof of this. Jules asked me for safekeeping. I've never asked anybody. I can't say that because I don't know for sure, but I mean, because I'd have to go through my things, but there's no way. No way. Change words in DMs to others deny doing it and caught in a lie. I just don't understand where it is okay to accuse somebody of something and then say, oh, we're done. We're done. No, I deserve to know who the accuser is because this isn't okay. Nope. Nope. Not even a little. So she may think this is over, but this is not over. I am going to continue digging and looking through stuff. And who knows, maybe I'll find some more stuff that'll exonerate me from other things along the way and show when you guys are all liars. Because you know what? Evil never prevails. And what goes on in the dark always comes to light. Always. You guys do realize that, right? And so I'm not worried. I had Cindy's back that whole time. And for people to sit there and say, how dare you, Jules? You acted like you had her back. And then I have Bliss Chris accusing me of teaming up. Hey, Darlene. I have Bliss Chris accusing me of teaming up with Kendra. I made a post on her page because I knew that Lainey Lynn was really knee deep. Lainey Lynn is not, she is messy. She's messy. And you know what? That wouldn't have even happened if y'all wouldn't be mysterious. You know what I mean? You can't accuse somebody of something and not expect me to go figure it out. And Lainey Lynn and Jamie are the only traces of that from, I think I was almost to 300 weeks. Which I know it's not even going to be there and in those because I'm looking and these conversations are stuff that took place way before all of that. But I'm still looking because I don't want to miss anything. No way teaming up with her. And I did post on her fucking page because you know why? I'm an adult and I can. I can post on other people's page. I can make a statement because then Kendra's like, oh, well, that was really shitty that she sent them to her. Bitch, they were the exact same thing I showed on my live stream. So that's the other thing. The redacted ones were on my live stream. Anybody could have screenshot them from that. But now she's saying somebody came forward saying that I asked to safe keep the redacted. Sounds like a cloned account and whoever is responsible for it doesn't want to prove to be shown. No, and I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I'm not letting this go. You cannot accuse somebody of something and have your friends call me out of my name. I'll be more specific. And I'm really upset because I've never had an issue with Cindy like that before. But I will be damned if I'm going to be labeled this. Nope, it's not happening. So, and it's going to suck because I know she doesn't want to talk about it anymore, but I do. You don't get to make that decision anymore. Not after you had somebody put the finger on me. So whoever lied to you, this is going to be their fault. We're going to be going through all of this because of that. So it's going to take me a minute to go back and find it because I don't want to find it today. I'm in a pissy mood. I definitely am. I am in a really bad mood over this. And I guarantee you, y'all would be too. And then hold on a minute. Also, we have some conspiracy theorists in the house. Let's try to move on a little bit right now. But yeah, this is a little preface. I'm not stopping. This will be discussed every day until the truth comes out and the proof comes out. And like I said, it would be very easy. Show me this proof and I will eat crow if I have to. But I deserve that. You're not able to go throw this shit. Just like George saying, oh, she sent me the nudes of Sparkle. You just saw what that was. It's a screenshot from a fucking live. So because Jen was an asshole, like she always is, and brings up shit, we're going to turn that on me too. Do you see how this works? And I am extremely disappointed. Well, no, it's just really funny how everybody's talking about Glenwood's transcripts. Oh, Jules is his co-conspirator. Because I guarantee you this won't be a big deal to people, right? Right? All those people that had all those conspiracy theories. Maybe I'll go back and I'll look through all of those emails, and we'll go through all of the detectives' emails together, and you guys can see that. No, it was back when he was doing some stream. I don't know if it was on Dear Vets, and he bent over and he had a little mishap. And I don't believe I'm even the one that took the screenshot. I know. And I was pissed that it happened too. And I was sticking up for her. And I've always stuck up for her in that situation. And that's why this is really, really disgusting. About as disgusting as Sophie when she made that assumption, hey, Sherry, about the cutting. What are you guys going to do when you find out that everything I've said all along is all true and you guys look like assholes? Victim shaming. They convinced me that I was being groomed and I was going to be the next one upsold. And of course, I was already afraid of that before. That's how that went. Didn't happen. And that one live, I even told the story of like, I don't want to get into it. If there was proof, it would already been shown. Just saying, no, they're saying they don't need to. They don't need to. So we're going to burn everything down and we're going to have this talked about every day because I deserve to know. And I'm going to keep going until I find out. I'm not okay with this. And Kevin is still a jerk and to blame for this mess. Absolutely. He was the predator in this. And I've always said that. And I brought him up. What did we talk about him the other day? I don't remember. Mesh Panty Boy came up with something we were listening to. I don't remember what it was. And he's the one that sent me the stuff on that other person unsolicited while I was angry. I'm not a cheater. Only way I was involved in that was to try to explain the situation because everything was getting out of control. Remember when Heidi and Danny did that stream? Remember that hateful stream they did? You guys remember? I wonder where Angela Jade is because Angela Jade was on the other side at that point in time. No, it was well, you're going to know because I'm going to be playing the stream over again and we're going to have to rehash it out because I'm telling you, there are people on here that will scorch the whole internet over a very simple little misspeaking. This is much more than that. You guys, I'm trying to shake this to try to get into a regular stream, but I can't. I can't. This is really got me pissed. Not letting this go. So that person that started this, and especially the one that said that I gave it to him for safekeeping. Who the fuck would I give something like that to for safekeeping? What was the context in that? Like, I just don't understand why people are just willing to believe everything. Just, oh, I believe that person. Yeah, because people on the internet are never messy. No, because it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. And we're going to go. You know how y'all are going back to 2023 with Jen? Guess what? We're going back to 2023 too. Because you know why? Isn't it because people go back to 2023 on Jen because Jen's lying on them and they want the proof, they want the truth? Hey, Angela Jade, you remember that though? That was outed by Kevin. Kevin came to you and Terry Lynn with all that shit back then. I'm not sitting on this, and I'm not going to sit with this label. That's what I mean by I'm not sitting on this. I am not going to have anybody label me like this. We're going to go through all of it. We're going to play everything. See, it was Terry Lynn. It was Kevin gave everything to Terry Lynn and them. So you're letting people amp you up. Could it be that the people that are telling you this are people that hate me? We were on a 3-way call that ended up being recorded by Terry Lynn at the time, and I didn't know about that. Yeah, and he is the one that did that. Kevin never told me. He never told me who the other girls were. He never told me it was Vixie. He never told me Cindy. So how would I have gotten these pictures from him? And I also want to see these screenshots because, like I said, you can see where the conversation is. You can see if those screenshots came from Cindy or if they came from Kevin. He told us that he had a calendar full of different women from the community. He didn't give us anything. That's just what he was saying on the phone. Yeah, but him and Terry Lynn talked on the side, though, didn't they? I don't know. I'd have to find out from Terry Lynn. But the bottom of the line here is the messy one was fucking Kevin. Kevin was disgusting, and he was preying on women on the internet. And, I think I even told you guys before, they did, and I didn't know until the fact, so I don't know what she may or may not have. Well, Terry Lynn and I are fine right now. I don't know, but she's a very busy woman. I'm very curious to hear her input on that. Someone wanting to get even for something or where they were before. I am really irritated, though, because I'm not okay with this. I am not going to be okay with this lie, just like we are fixing this lie right here. We are fixing this lie right there. So for everybody, oh, she's a co-conspirator. She did it to save herself. I was never in trouble. Not even for a second. Hey, Quick Vic. Hey, Quick Vic. Would a CI be communicating with the special agent, and would the special agent be considering a traditional CI? Would they be considering them the victim in the case? The case is ongoing. Remember, you weren't the only victim. Not co-conspirator, somebody that was trying to get out of trouble. And like I said, somebody that was trying to get in trouble, would they get put on his visiting list? Would they be able to go visit him in prison? I thought it was really weird that he was talking to us about it. It made me uncomfortable. He was trying to save himself. Imagine making someone collateral damage just because you hate someone else online. Anyway, guys, I got to end this because it's not going to get better. I thought I could shake this and we could talk about something else. But yeah. So yeah, there's the proof. And take that one back to Vegas Valley. I'm not a liar. I'm not a fucking liar. All of the stuff that you guys have tried to piece together and mush and whatever to fit your narratives, yeah, it's not going to happen. And we're going to continue this. I am going to go look up these streams, and I guess we're not going to have fun. I guess we're going to have to do this because I'm not going to have this. I'm not wearing this. You are not going to label me this. We're going to fix this. And we're going to fix this by taking it back to 2023, November. I'll see you there. Bye.
And your salvation, I'm your revival, but not survival. 'Cause I laugh as you burn in hell.